that is Diamond Head.
Oh, how interesting. Let me have the glasses. Oh, Doris, Gloria, that's Diamond Head, just like in the folder. That's Diamond Head, Mary Lou.
All right, Aunt Effie, so it's Diamond Head.
Honolulu is just around the point. We'll be docking in a few minutes. Would you excuse me? I'd like to look after some baggage.
Baggage? Well, I thought everything was packed.
Your luggage is all taken care of, Mrs. Floto, but there's some freight that I'm delivering for some friends of mine. Excuse me.
Oh, such a nice young man and so thoughtful to explain everything.
Well, after all, that's what you're paying him for, Aunt Effie.
Oh, so it is. I never even thought of that.
Shh. Now, before I let you out of there, I want you to get this straight. I nursed you across the ocean, risked my job to bring you food, and developed a case of nervous jitters. Now it's over. Period, paragraph, the end. You can walk down the gangplank and get pinched or dive overboard and swim. They'll never notice you with the rest of those diving boards. So do you understand? You're to stay out of my hair from now on.
Okay.
Watch your step. Ow! Well, this is it, fellas. Watch for your chance and dive. Happy beachcombing.
There you are. Well, what's happened?
Well, I just threw a couple of coins to the diving boys.
Oh, it sounds like you threw a couple of diving boys to the coins.
It's so cute the way they hold the money in their mouths. Gloria, have you any change left?
No, I threw all of mine overboard.
Oh, Doris.
I haven't any more either.
Oh, dear, neither have I. Well, I'll have to write them out a check.
There you are, boys.
Thanks for the lift, officer.
No mention it.
To the Navy. Ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 3 cheers to the Navy.
Act like we own the place. You know, eccentric millionaires, that's us.
Uh-huh. That's us, all right.
Good afternoon, Miss Spencer.
Good afternoon.
Spencer, do we know anybody named Spencer?
No, we don't. But we've been waiting for the day.
I thought all animals were supposed to ride in the freight elevator.
Oh, no, Miss Spencer. This is not an animal act. Pick up the egg. That's it. What's that? Let's break it to him gently. 1, 2.
Now listen, you can't do this to me. If you guys were as brainy as you are adhesive, we'd all be millionaires. I told you in New York I was through, and you followed me to San Francisco.
That's the truth.
I told you in San Francisco I was through, and you followed me to Hawaii. Right. I told you on the boat I was through, and you followed me here. It's a dirty trick.
We just can't let you bust up the quartet, that's all.
A voice like yours shall not be wasted.
That's right. It's a disgrace. The best baritone of his weight in the world, turning into a tourist guy.
It's a living.
But is it art?
It's 3 square meals a day and a steady income, and that's a lot better than crackers and milk and radio producers' promises. So will you quit hounding me?
It's no use, Petey. We need you. And maybe you don't know it, but you need us.
Well, you're the guy that put the solid 4 in the 3 Musketeers.
That's right, Petey.
One for all and all for one, the way it's always been.
We belong together.
We're our inspiration.
We're all for one, and everyone for us all. We're the Musketeers of the 20th century. All for one, and everyone for us all. For we lead a life that is high and adventure-y. When we find a damsel in distress, we're there to throw a line. And we wear the smartest clothes.
Yeah, don't forget that those are mine.
We're all for one. United we stand or fall. All for one, and everyone for us all. We're brothers under the skin, and we'll go through thick and thin in any weather to be together. We fashioned all our careers after Dumas' Musketeers, but there are more of us. In fact, there are 4 of us.
And for all you doubting Thomases, remember that our promise is friends to the death.
Pals to the final breath. But suppose that circumstance involves a girl with a pretty face, huh? Well, that presents a slightly different case. then we're all for one, and everyone for himself, 'cause we're suckers for any gal who is beautiful. All for one, and everyone for himself, for when there's a girl, we forget to be dutiful. Oh, it's absolutely criminal and quite a paradox. It's amazing how the women all put friendship on the rocks. We live in love, our worries are on the shelf. All for one and everyone for himself.
It's your deal, you know it's your deal.
Don't argue.
Argue.
Hey, pipe down, you two. They can hear you at the other end of the island.
Why doesn't he shuffle the cards where I can see him? He's always shuffling them underneath the table.
Why, Mr. Lawton.
I've been shuffling cards this way for 22 years.
That's it. If he'd only shuffle the cards on the table, maybe I could win once in a while. I'll bet you $10 right now the king of clubs at the bottom of the deck.
'Tis not. It's Queen of Hearts.
See, he's cheating. It should be the king of clubs.
How did you know?
Well, because I put it there when I cut the deck.
All right, Dad, all right. Calm down. Remember your blood pressure and your new teeth.
There's nothing wrong with my new teeth. And don't be so sarcastic.
And you too, J.B. The idea.
Don't do that. It gives me the creeps.
Oh, you old woman hater.
What would a woman want with a bald-headed old goat like that?
I am not bald-headed. I have a tall face.
Oh, a talk. You're a cheat.
I may cheat at cards once in a while, but I don't cheat the public. What you do in your cannery to the beautiful pineapples I grow is nobody's business.
If it wasn't for my cannery, your pineapples would rot on the ground.
Spencer's superfine pineapple juice. Why don't you tell the truth on your labels? 97% water, 2% pineapple, 1% gas.
See? I ask him in here for the game of cards and he libels me. I don't have to stand for this.
Oh, why don't you two grow up?
Hate playing with a cheat.
Oh.
Well, if that's the way you're going to play.
Where are you going?
I've got work to do.
We'll share your work.
Your work is our work.
One for all and all for one.
All for one and everyone for himself.
Not again. I don't know what I ever did to deserve you guys.
Oh, Mr. Fleming.
Is your suite satisfactory, Mrs. Photo?
Everything is just perfectly splendid. I don't know how to thank you, Mr. Fleming.
Well, after all, it's my job. I'm glad you're satisfied. Oh, pardon me, Mrs. Photo. Bean Smith, Ollie Barrett, and Red Simpson.
How do you do?
Some friends of mine I ran into here.
Oh, how lovely. I'm happy to meet you all.
Dinner is at 7:30 in the palm room.
Ah, you're such a thoughtful boy. You must join us. Girls would love to meet some natives.
Natives?
Girls?
My nieces bother me so.
Oh, that's too bad. When my nieces bother me, I rub them with oil of wintergreen.
Well, I don't think that would help. Do you?
Pay no attention to them, Mrs. Photo. They're swing silly. Come on.
Swing silly.
Hello.
What do you want?
What else have you got?
Haven't you a dinner engagement tonight with a lad in gray trousers and a striped jacket?
How did you guess?
Dinner at 7:30. Come on, you.
See you at dinner?
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Well, not bad.
I knew it. She's a music lover. How are you fixed for steady company, Toots?
Beans, cut it out.
Oh, now you stay out of this. Why don't you let him finish?
How about you and I ringing doorbells after dinner?
I love to ring doorbells.
Okay, Toots.
Dinner at 7:30.
What's the matter?
Well, this says 412. That's across the hall.
Is she one of the girls, too?
No. Well, I guess you must be visiting.
Why don't you take your trained seals and go play someplace else?
I beg your pardon. I'm looking for Gloria. Gloria? Gloria?
Hallelujah!
Lotto and her party will find their table satisfactory.
I'm sure she will like this. Thank you.
They can see everything and everybody. Thank you.
Keep them together, Hank. I just found a long-lost friend.
Clever.
Pete, for a minute, the clean collar had me fooled.
How long have you and the gang been playing here?
6 months.
How do you like it?
Ah, it gets you. It's full of red flowers and purple fish and sad music.
I want to welcome you to Hawaii.
Scram, Aggie. This is a pal, not a tourist.
Okay, but he looked like a hick to me.
Sit down, Clipper. What's that? Part of the scenery?
That's right. The tourists like to think that they're talking to a native.
She's got a funny accent for a native.
Yeah. It's a slight mixture of Castilian and Brooklynese.
Your table is ready, Mrs. Flotto. Are you alone?
Yes, the girls must be around somewhere. I haven't seen them all afternoon.
This way, please.
A traveling quiz kid. And those 3 crazy loons here, too. Gosh, I wish I could ask the 4 of you to sing with me, but there's just not enough in it to go around.
Skip it, fella. I know how it is.
Oh, I'm sorry to be late, dear boy.
Mrs. Flotto, may I present Mr. Canavan, a friend of mine, and incidentally the orchestra leader here.
Oh, how nice. I've never met an orchestra leader.
We can't escape forever, you know.
Oh, well, how charming. Will you sit down?
Thank you.
I don't see J.B. anywhere, do you?
No. And I'm not going to wait for him either. Maybe he's sulking in his room after the way I showed him up.
Sure.
It is. Come on.
So I came and knocked on the door, and there she was. Could you...
Well, Maestro, pardon me. Have you seen J.B.?
No, I haven't, Mr. Spencer.
Undependable old grouch. He was supposed to come down here and hold a table.
Oh, well, won't you share our table? There's loads and loads of room and plenty more where this came from.
Mrs. Flotto, this is Miss Spencer and Mr. Spencer.
Oh, Dad, don't you really think that we ought to...
Listen, darling, if you think I'm going to run after J.B., you're greatly mistaken.
Oh, Mr. Spencer, won't you come around here and sit by me?
I'd be pleased.
Tell me, Mr. Spencer, are you a native?
Mr. Spencer is one of our foremost citizens, Mrs. Flotto.
Oh.
You surely have heard of the Spencer pineapple juice. Well, this is the Mr. Spencer.
Oh, really? Somehow I pictured you a much taller man.
And this is Pete Fleming, Miss Spencer and Mr. Spencer.
We've met.
Oh, well, and excuse me, please. I will dream up a dance for you.
Yes, please do. I can't imagine what's keeping my nieces. Pete, dear, did you explain to the girls when we were dining?
Oh, yes. I went from door to door and rapped until they came and said dinner at 7:30.
Oh, there you are.
Smiling Frankie Cojuana. We got him for a song.
Looks like we have company.
Where are we going to sit?
Oh, we'll fix that.
Oh, aren't they nice? Oh, they're really very nice looking boys, they are. Come on around here, Mary. You'll meet the Pineapple King. Mr. Spencer, this is Mary.
But you can't do that.
Oh, pish-tush, my good man. We wouldn't think of letting you do the heavy lifting.
Music!
What is it the young folks say nowadays? Let's squirm, worm.
Huh? Want to...
Alone at last.
Aren't you afraid?
Not for my physical safety.
Oh, now, don't rub it in. I can explain everything.
Not interested. What I want to know is, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I thought I might take a trip to the States for a month or so.
Uh-oh. No, Mrs. Florida plans to stay here for a month, so I can't get away.
Oh, then it's your future you want to talk about, not mine.
Same thing.
I must have hit you a lot harder than I thought.
Much harder. And in a different way than you thought, too.
Wouldn't you like to dance?
Well, floor's pretty crowded. I have a better idea.
Better for you or better for me?
For both of us, my dear. And in case you don't agree with me...
Well, forewarned is forearmed. But you're taking an awful chance.
Well, I've taken bigger chances for smaller stakes. Well, how do you like it?
Oh, it's very nice.
Some people prefer it with a bit of music.
It's people like you who make people like me think of doing the funniest thing.
All kinds of monkey shines,
like sending valentines and walking around on springs. It's people like you who start people like me on their way down the romantic skids. First thing I know you'll be hugging and kissing me, and that sort of thing is for kids. It distinctly says in our horoscopes that your sign and mine don't mix. But then it adds, accepting dopes, they fall like a ton of bricks. It's people like us who start out with a fuss and wind up with their hearts up a tree. It's so easy to see. That's why people like you are made to order for people like me.
Hey, you're good.
I can top that. You're terrific.
Just tell me one thing. What's with this tourist guide routine?
Well, you know those three zanies you saw? They're my gang. And the four of us made up a quartet that I think is right up there with the best of them. But after a long line of meatless, wheatless, and sweetless days...
Stop. I see it all. What would you rather do than take care of Mrs. Floatle? I mean, professionally.
Be with the gang and on the air, of course.
And no objections to pineapple juice as a sponsor.
You mean you could...
Dad's got a lot of juice to sell, and I've got to see that he sells it.
Will you excuse me a minute? I want to go kiss somebody.
Who?
The clerk with the poor handwriting that made me rap on your door.
Suit yourself, but he's probably gone off duty.
I've got a perfectly good kiss cooked up, and I'll be darned if I'm going to waste it.
Moonlight in Hawaii spills down from way up above and makes it heavenly here with the one you love. Do-do-do-do, moonlight in Hawaii.
Are they good or are they good?
But good. So's Mary Lou.
So's Toby.
Number 4, boys. I'm a new we put and hobby lobby. Tahua ela, eh, when la feel go balula. Good to you, I Joella, finally we caught on the copy. Ha 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 ha, head up to the hula. Ha 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 ha, head up to the hula. Tahua, Tahua, wahi, eh, when la feel go balula.
pilicawalula. Tahawahela, tahawahela, ehoenila, pilicawalula, pooty-doo-doo-wah-dee, soela, panalipoita pahalahi. Ah,
And so I said, Father, advertising is the lifeblood of business, right? Right. And radio is the lifeblood of advertising, right? Right. And your business, in fact, anybody's business, could use a transfusion, right? I guess so. That's fine. I knew you'd agree with me. Now, I know the best little bunch of transfusers that ever knocked off 8 to the bar. And so, to make a good story better, sold to Spencer's Superfine Pineapple Juice for 1,000 smackers a week. And now, music, maestro.
Well, let's go, let's go. Yeah, man.
Let's go out ringing doorbells. Let's steal some living and run. We might not make much money, but we'll have a lot of fun. Let's take life free and easy. It's nice and warm in the sun. We might not make much money, but we'll have a lot of fun.
You can't buy life outright. It's not for sale, it's only leased. And don't forget, my good man, you're a long time deceased.
Let's go swipe lots of moonbeams and sell them 2 cents a ton. We might not make much money, but we'll have a lot of fun.
Live only for today, said good old Omar Khayyam. So don't think I'm being blasé when I say that's just how I am. Let's go out ringing doorbells, let's steal some living and run. We might not make much money, but we'll have a lot of fun. Let's take life free and easy. It's nice and warm in the sun. We might not make much money, but we'll have a lot of fun. You can't buy life outright. It's not for sale, it's only leased. And don't forget, my good man, you're a long time deceased. Let's go swipe lots of moonbeams and sell them 2 cents a ton. We might not make much money, but we'll have a lot of fun.
Yes, we will surely have a lot of fun.
Well, do you think your dad will like us?
Of course he will.
Well, let's get him in here and have him audition us.
Oh, but you can't. He's out marlin fishing with J.B. But you haven't a thing to worry about. The contract's as good as signed.
Oh, I still can't believe it.
Oh, don't be silly. Of course, I had to stay up half the night to sell him the idea, but I'm telling you, it's in the bag.
I have a little surprise for you fellas. I've decided that our quartet needs one thing to make it really tops. You'll guess what I mean when I tell you that from now on, we'll be known as the 4 Merry Lads and a Lovely Lassie.
Wonderful! Oh, I thought you meant...
Oh, don't be silly. I didn't try.
Oh, please don't think that
Well,
I...
after all, if Toby's father is going to be the sponsor.
That has nothing to do with it.
Like Mickey has nothing to do with Mouse.
That's really fixing it.
Now, wait a minute. Are we rehearsing a radio show or a brawl?
Sorry, I went in the first place.
Remind me to hit you.
I don't have
It
to
must be in
remind
the
you.
air.
That sounds familiar.
My favorite rod, my $50 rod.
Oh, you think nobody else ever had a $50 rod?
You never did. That's why you busted mine.
I had to grab something when I fell overboard. I still feel like I'm coming up for the 4th time.
Why did you come up at all?
Dad!
You...
I've seen you and J.B. through a lot of battles, but this certainly sounded like everything from Waterloo on.
It's Waterloo for him. All right, all right, all right. Why, if he came crawling to me over all these pineapples, pineapples, I would be the first one.
All right, Dad, all right. Calm down. Forget about J.B. and his pineapples. Come on in here and listen to the swell routine we've cooked up for the radio show.
I'm sorry, darling, but there isn't going to be any radio show.
Dad, you promised. You promised you'd sponsor them.
I know I did, darling, but that was last night when I had some pineapple juice to sponsor with. But now I haven't got any pineapples because that blithering blatherskite of a pinochle shooter says he won't sell me any. And even if he would, I wouldn't touch them.
Her old man's been squeezing pineapples ever since the big wind in Ireland. Did she ever think of going on the air to sell the stuff? Oh, no. And just because I might get a break...
Hold it, Mary Lou. It's a no-decision match.
What do you mean?
The program's overboard. We're off the air before we've even smelled the ether.
Well, of all the mean, contemptible, feminine tricks I ever saw...
You mean Toby quit it just because of Mary Lou?
Don't be a dope. It's off because Lawton and Spencer had a fight. Lawton's the guy that grows the pineapples and give the juice that go into the cans that Spencer sells. Or that's the way it used to be.
It ain't no more, brother.
So that's that. Well, we don't have to worry about who's gonna be our canary anyway.
It's a frame-up.
Hey, take it easy, honey. There's no use kicking.
That's what you think.
But, Dad, you and JB have scrapped before and made up.
Not this time, no sirree, even if I have to shut down the plant.
But do you have to have Lawton's pineapples? There surely must be other growers.
Sure there are. But this time of the year, I couldn't find enough decent pineapples to make a pineapple upside-down cake. Ah. Now, for me to get my fruit, I'd have to pay a huge bonus to some shipper that has a crop all sewn up. And right now, I'm short on cash.
Well, there goes our radio show.
Yep, I'm afraid you're right. And without Lawton, Dad's got nothing to sponsor.
Say, this may sound cockeyed, but it's an idea. I understand that the widow Floto is a very wealthy woman.
What's that got to do with us?
Well, why wouldn't a share in Spencer's pineapple juice be a good investment?
Say, I think you've got something there. I'll speak to Dad about it.
All right.
Say, supposing Spencer does stop canning pineapple juice. Lawton still has pineapples.
And he's got to sell them.
And we're just the guys that can do it for him. Ollie, you're a genius.
And if he puts you on, who's going to be your canary?
Baby, who do you think?
Well,
Hooray for the Pineapple Brigade!
Da, 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 da. It's the bestest of the greatest of the mostest up-to-datest. It's the newest and the swellest kind of drink. Drink Lawton's pineapple juice.
Yes? Just a moment. It's for you, Aunt Effie.
Oh, thank you, dear. Here, will you help me with these? Thank you, darling. Good afternoon. I mean, aloha. Effie Floto speaking. Oh, Mr. Spencer. Oh, how nice of you to call. Oh. Oh, a tea dance this afternoon? Yes, I'd just love to. Mm-hmm. Aloha away.
Get me the Acme Canning Company. What is it?
Room service, sir.
Bring it in here. Acme Canning Company. J.B. Lawton. Yeah, I want to talk to Gage. I may bankrupt myself, but I'll bankrupt you too, you old pineapple destroyer. No, not you, Gage. No, Walt Spencer. You know, I split with him. Yes, absolutely. Can you use my crop? Well, can you use half my... Can you use... Oh, right up to capacity? Yeah. No, I've tried the Golden Glory, the Pacific Pride. Yeah, well, okay, goodbye.
Your lunch, sir.
It's about time. How many of you does it take to bring up a bite of lunch?
Did you say bite?
Soup,
Avocado salad?
Entree?
and custard pudding.
That, my ignorant friend, is a native food made of the taro root. That, sir, is poi.
Poi?
Poi. Poi.
Poi, 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 oh boy, real Hawaiian poi. It's like the good old mush you get away down south. You eat it with your fingers and you toss it in your mouth. Poi, 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 oh boy, real Hawaiian poi. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger poi. Let's try the dish the Hawaiians enjoy. You take your fingertip and give it a flip, whip. That's what they call 1 finger poi. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger poi. It's kind of sticky but mellow, oh boy. Unless you make it snap, it lands in your lap, whap. That's what they call 2 finger poi. What you say we give 3 fingers a try? Careful or you miss your lips. 1 little slip and it gets in your eye. 1, 2, 3, whoop, slips. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger poi. So that's the stuff the Hawaiians enjoy. The mellowest food I ever had. The appetite's willing, but your aim is bad. So poi, aloha, oi.
You're crazy.
You flatter us. Wait till you hear us with our canary.
Canary?
Disregard the persiflage, Mr. Lawton. We're here on business. We happen to know that your pineapples and Spencer's cans are We were practically sold to do a radio show to sell Spencer's pineapple juice when we heard of your predicament. So we're here to offer you our services.
You had me going there for a while. I still think you're crazy, but in a harmless sort of way. I hope.
But you'll admit radio is the lifeblood of advertising.
Quote, and advertising is the lifeblood of business.
And your business needs a transfusion, unquote.
And what do you propose to advertise for me?
Lawton's luscious pineapple juice. You see, Spencer's in a spot. He's the goat in this blow-up. He's left with a lot of empty cans, and who cares about empty cans except a lot of other goats?
While you, on the other hand, have pineapples. Lots of lovely pineapples.
For lots of luscious pineapple juice.
That's very pretty, and I admire you boys' enterprise. But there's no sale. I can't find a cannery in this business that's in shape to buy my crop.
Why don't you build your own cannery or buy one out?
Because you don't build or buy canneries with peanuts. And I happen to have sunk a lot of money in Ming only last week.
Are you going to run him in the Derby?
What Derby, you idiot? I'm talking about Ming pottery. Show me how I can raise enough money to can my crop, and I'll buy your radio show.
You will? You'll have to top Spencer's bid. He offered $1,000 a week.
I'll top any bid he ever made. I'll give you 1,000 and one. But you will show me how to can my crop.
Gentlemen, I have the answer. Mrs. Floto. She's the answer.
Mrs. Floto? Mrs. Floto.
Well,
Where's your dad?
he'll be along in a minute. I've been doing a little job of exterior decorating to make him as irresistible as possible. I've practically steeped him in tropical night.
Tropical night? What's that?
Oh, that is a rare, exotic Hawaiian perfume that would make a stone statue get down off its pedestal and chase a lithographed lady completely off a billboard. One whiff, and Mrs. Photo is a dead duck.
Don't you like your drink, Mrs. Floto? Can I get you something else? You seem a bit worried.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Well, just a little. Mr. Spencer asked me to meet him here for tea, and he's late.
He never was on time in his life.
Uh-oh.
The pineapple industry has grown tremendously. Of course, up to the present, I've restricted myself to growing them. But I'm considering putting up my own cannery.
Oh, how wonderful.
Well, the way I see it, why should I plant them and pamper them and then have somebody else come in and walk away with all the gravy? The juice.
I know just how you feel. My first husband loved gravy.
Yes, he is. Gravy lover.
You've got to find a way to break that up.
But how?
I know you will love Hawaii with his moonlight and his music.
That's it.
That's better.
Alani.
Well, as I was saying...
Call for Mr. Lawton?
Here, boy. Excuse me, please.
Hurry back.
I will.
Telephone call for you, sir. My dear Mrs. Floater, you do look charming.
Thank you.
I hope I haven't kept you waiting.
Oh, not at all. Oh, my.
Well, what's wrong?
Oh, what is that glorious odor?
Oh, that's me.
He's seated at the entrance of the patio, and there's $100 in it for you if you can break it up.
For $100, I could make demons throw stones at Pythias.
We'll keep out of sight while you go to work on him.
Okay.
How do you like Hawaii by this time?
Oh, I just love it. The romance, the moonlight, the music, the fragrance.
How do you like canned pineapple juice?
Oh, monsieur, break my heart always.
Are you talking to me?
Oh, monsieur, look at me so.
Well, who is this woman?
Oh, she's one of the girls that works here in the hotel. You know, she kind of a dancer or something like that. She just... oh. Look.
And who are you, Malahini, to take him away from me?
Well, Candy.
How am I doing?
Plenty.
Mr. Spencer, I can explain this. I can fix it all up.
Huh?
Mr. Lawton, I don't know what the boys told you, but I can guess, and I'll bet it's a lie. Mrs. Floto hasn't got $1 million.
I know that. I had my office check on her, and they just phoned me. She has $2 million if she has a penny. The phone...
I wasn't to blame, believe me.
Why are you cluttering up my table?
I beg your pardon. I'm having tea with this lady. Is there any reason why I shouldn't?
Yes. This is my table, and there are 2 million other reasons.
Oh. I will see you later, and you will have better company. Yeah, too.
Well, I was called at the phone. That's how business is, you know.
I don't know anything, except he smelled awfully good.
No, 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 no.
Well, we were just trying to help you.
If you don't help yourself, Mrs. Floto will be financing J.B. in a canning factory.
Say, you're getting me upset. You know that, don't you? Will you get me a glass of pineapple juice?
If you had the courage of an anemic mouse, you wouldn't let him get away with it.
Will you stop abusing me? Lawton's been kicking me around for 20 years, and the moment I get rid of him, you start.
Oh, Dad, I didn't mean to be nasty. Look, we'll forget about the whole thing. We'll think of something else.
What? And let J.B. get the best of me? Or I should say not. Why, I'd marry her first.
What, Dad?
Here you are, Mr. Spencer. That ought to fix you right up.
Thanks so much. Say, that's good. Sure. Ah, beautiful. And to think the public's going to be deprived of that just because that pig-headed baboon blamed me for breaking his fishing pole. Tch.
Well, how about another little,
Sure, but why a little one?
Dad, did you mean what you said about marrying Mrs. Floto?
Sure, why not? I think she's a mighty nice little woman. Mighty nice.
Here you are.
Thanks. Yes, he's going to run me out of business, huh? He's going to build his own cannery. Well, we'll see. It's getting a little warm, don't you think so?
He's out, sir.
Out, eh? Oh, trying to avoid me, huh?
Would you like to sit down and wait, sir?
But I want to sit down. Say, you're new here, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I arrived with Mr. Lawton's new shipment.
Shipment? Pineapples?
No, sir. Art treasures. Would you like to see them? Come this way, sir.
Just look.
I don't know if you appreciate art, sir, but Mr. Lawton has one of the finest collections in the Western Hemisphere. Now, this Babylonian piece here, sir, I dare say that you... Oh, there you are.
Oh, hello. Well, how's all the folks?
Folks? What folks?
Oh, that's fine. You know, I tell you, you don't go away. I'll be back in a minute. You say,
Ah! Hey, my dear sir, you must be more careful of the statuary, sir. It's most valuable. Why, you can't handle these things like that, sir. I'll put this out of the safe place up there. Very valuable, sir.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Say, tell me, how much did you think that thing would cost?
About $10,000, I should say.
You should say?
Yes.
Well, what's delaying you?
I mean to say that's a very fine bust. Do you realize, sir, that bust was carved from the base of one of the columns of the gladiatorial amphitheater?
You mean
Yes.
Whew. Yeah. Well, who was the sculptor, though? The sculptor. Who chiseled it?
Oh, Michelangelo.
You mean my biscuit?
Now I'll show you a delightful little French piece.
Oh, why not? Oh. Yes, you know, it reminds me, when I was in Paris... What's going on? What? I know. It's a chair, yes. What's the matter? Who won?
Won?
Yes.
Won what?
I don't know. Isn't there some game we're playing?
No, sir. I'm trying to explain that you cannot sit on that chair.
Oh.
That's a French antique, sir. A Louis XIV.
Oh, dear.
Let me show you something over here, sir.
Yes.
Now, these things are really priceless. Now, sir, this one is 3500 B.C. And this one is 1368 A.D. Look at that plate, sir.
What's wrong with it?
Wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it.
Is it valuable?
Valuable? Oh.
Is that so? Well, I mean, how much do you think it would cost?
Oh, 80, 90, 95.
Well, say $1.
$1?
Ah.
Thousands of dollars.
For that?
Certainly.
Well, how much?
Oh, I can't tell you offhand, but something in the neighborhood of 90,000.
In the neighborhood of?
Yes.
How far from?
But Oh, now, I know you're spoofing me, sir.
No, I was just-
But to be very serious for a moment, sir, the remarkable thing about this Ming plate is it rings like a silver bell when you strike it. Would you like to hear it ring?
I've nothing else to do.
Well,
Go ahead.
go ahead. I rang it.
You rang it? Well, I was standing here. I had my hands covered like...
I'll ring it again, sir.
Now I hear it. Oh, dear me, it's all unstuck.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe we can put it together with some mucilage or something. Huh? What's the matter? Wait, here. Where are you going with that?
I'm going to put this in a place of safety, sir.
And leave me here to make it look as if I broke this one here?
You're indirectly responsible, sir.
I beg your pardon. The trouble with you is you're too nervous.
I am nervous, sir. I'm frightfully nervous.
Give it to me.
Oh!
Give it.
Quiet!
Let me see that. Oh, look, I... All right. Don't worry about it.
It won't bend, sir.
No, don't worry. I've broken bigger ones than this. Leave me alone. He deliberately knocked it out of my hands. Hey! Say... Hey, oh, boy. This is liable to get broken here. I better put it over there. Now wait till you see my collection of Ming. What are you doing in my apartment? Looking for you, that's what. I'm going to tell you.
Will you kindly step aside and allow Mrs. Floto to enter?
That's it. I want to tell you I'm going to marry Mrs. Floto.
You're going to marry Mrs. Floto. Don't make me laugh. I'm going to marry Mrs. Floto. Come, my dear.
Careful how you speak in the presence of the lady I love. Come, Effie. Effie.
Oh! My Ming!
I just had to talk to somebody, Clipper, and you're such an understanding person. I felt that from the first, our vibrations the night we met.
Oh, that was the night of the earthquake. Just a rumble, remember?
Oh, no, it was more... Oh, well, never mind. You've just got to help me. Now, here are these two boys, each insisting that I'm as good as promised to him.
Really?
Of course, I did say I'd marry one, but I can't make up my mind which one. The girls favor James, that's Mr. Lawton. But Pete, don't you like Pete? Oh, I do. I think he's an awfully nice boy. He keeps plugging for Walter. That's Mr. Spencer.
Well, whichever you pick, Mrs. Flora, will be the lucky fellow.
Ah, sweet boy. But, Clipper, I haven't told you what I want you to do for me.
Yes, that's right.
I want you to give me away.
Look here, Mrs. Flora, I wouldn't be any good at that. And besides, you're not the kind of a girl that any man wants to give away.
Oh, Clipper, that was beautiful. But somebody has to give the bride away, and I want it to be you, please.
There's Mr. Lawton. Maybe he shouldn't see us together.
Oh, maybe you're right, Clipper, dear. Yes.
Hey, Clip.
Excuse me.
Say, Clipper, a little advice, please. Wedding luau is the best place to arrange for. Where?
Chief Kihanawi, gentlemen. The best people patronize him.
What do I have to do?
Oh, not a thing. He'll take care of everything. A swell fellow, the old chief. He doesn't speak much English. All he'll say is, name of groom, please. Name of bride, please. Thank you. But he knows how to count American money, and he always wants cash in advance. I certainly want to wish you every happiness, Mr. Lawton. There's nothing more beautiful than a beautiful wedding, I always say.
You're a married man yourself, I suppose.
Oh, no. I love weddings, as long as they're not mine.
Well,
Saboteur.
Luau, Chief Kikanawi. Twice as nice as any I've seen on the islands.
Twice as much, Marion. Thank you. Hey, big poor. Love money. Hey, well, wait a minute. Where's my money?
Hi, Hepcats.
What do you say? Hi.
You see anything of the bridal party yet?
I just saw Mrs. Floto floating around with Clipper. He's giving her away, you know.
Well, I wish Dad would get here. The suspense is killing me.
Get set, boys and girls. I just saw the bride.
Well, where's the groom?
Oh, everything's under control.
Oh, look how excited Aunt Effie is. Oh, Clipper, dear, I'm so nervous. Can't we sit down here a few minutes and rest?
Of course. But will you excuse me a moment? I want to speak to Lani and the boys.
Yes, surely.
Listen, you guys. That Flora woman has been weeping on my shoulder until I feel like a fugitive from the Johnstown flood. You gotta help me, Aggie. Keep some entertainment going so she'll be diverted and stop talking for a while anyway. And watch me for a distress signal. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, you got it? 1, 2.
Right.
Mrs. Floto, I've arranged for a native wedding dance, created especially for you.
Oh, how sweet. Won't you sit down here, Clipper, dear? Now, you're awfully upset about giving me away, aren't you?
Yes.
You know, I was...
Music.
Lovely hula hands, graceful as a bird in motion, gliding like a gull o'er the ocean. Lovely hula hands, Tolimanani. Off your hula hands, fingertips that say aloha. Say to me again, I love you. Lovely hula hands, Tolimanani.
Would you be my mind? Would you be my fire? Sada mama, sada papa, sada has almost paper. Would you be my mind? Would you be my fire? Sada mama, sada papa, sada has almost paper. So be the they wait him at 8 on the wing and I had no mate with but where do you know? I don't think they wait him at 8 on the wing and I had no mate with where do you know? I hold over you, leave a hold over you. You won't wait in a movie, someone. You won't wait in a movie, someone.
You know, I'm afraid Walter drinks. And I...
Yes. Music.
What, again?
It's an old native custom. They dance it in stanzas like ballads are sung.
Oh.
That was 20 years ago today, sir. I got within 50 yards of the church. My horses took fright, did a complete about-face, and went off in the opposite direction.
Well, what happened then?
Well, the wedding didn't take place, sir.
Say, Listen, Dalrymple, if any of those swing silly yodelers come around here asking for me, tell them I've gone already. Tell them that... Never mind.
Shall we join the bride?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir.
Just a minute, fellas. I forgot the ring. Thanks. You wait right here, boys. I'll be with you in a jiffy.
This pineapple juice certainly tasted different when Pete gave it to me. All right, Charlie, my coat. Hurry.
Mr. Spencer, looking very pretty for a wedding.
Wedding? What do you mean, Oh, yes, yes. Listen, if Miss Toby calls you, tell her I've gone away on very important business. No, I can't get away with that. Tell her I've gone out to get some fresh air.
Yes, sir. I tell her you go south.
That's it, tell her I've gone south. When I get south, don't tell her anything.
Yes, sir. He's having an awful hard time finding that ring.
There goes the other bridegroom. There goes our program if he gets to the luau first.
He ain't in here. Oh, Mr. Lawton.
He's trying to give us the slip, the double crosser.
Beans, you cover the lobby. We'll watch the other floors.
Up.
He's down in the basement.
You! How'd you get here?
Wrong door.
Me too. I got stuck.
Almost suffocated.
Yeah, you saved my life.
Sorry.
Huh?
Oh, Mr. Spencer.
Boy, I can't forget you saved my life, J.P. And to show my appreciation, while Mrs. Floater was a very charming woman, she's yours.
Thanks. Wait a minute. You know, we've been friends for a long time, Walter. I couldn't let you make a sacrifice like that.
Oh, you want the whole world to... A widow jilter, that's what you are.
What about you? I'll tell you what. I can be magnanimous, too. You can have Mrs. Floto, and I won't even ask you to pay me back what the luau cost.
That's very generous. Pay you? I've already paid for the luau.
Then I've been gypped.
Oh. Well, what's the use of crying over spilled milk? At least we got rid of those 3 lunatics. Well, look, a wedding cake. Some poor sucker's going to get married.
Just think, it might have been us.
Yes.
Mr. Spencer, you must let us explain.
Yes, we've been trying to catch up to you to tell you that everything...
Hey, what's going on here?
Well, we just come over
Walter!
right...
James! Oh, my dears. Oh, please try to understand.
Gentlemen, I'm a man of honor. What has been done can be undone.
Oh, now calm yourself, Clipper, dear. I meant to keep my word, but you didn't show up. And you didn't show up, and he just swept me off my feet.
You mean that you two have got to...
She swept me off my feet, too.
And Chief Kikanawi was so sweet, he arranged everything.
Good old Chief.
You don't hate me, do you, boys?
No.
Then promise me you'll be friends again.
Anything to make you happy, Effie.
Anything for your sake, F.
You almost make me wish that I...
Music.
Oh, you're always so thoughtful, Clipper, dear. Come along, boys. We don't want to be late.
I'm sorry.
Sorry? Well, think of this wonderful career ahead of you.
And mind you, $2 million is not to be sneezed at.
Hawaiian boy says hum soft and sweet, and
and then a native drum starts to beat. What is that beat? It's exotic, strange and familiar and hypnotic. It's not Hawaiian, but it's a great beat. Ow! It's the hula with an 8-beat. Hello, hello, down is the rhythmic showdown. It's the boogie-woogie trying hard to bring Hawaiian music up to the minute. Hello, hello, down is the rhythmic showdown. It's a cinch, I know that you'll appreciate the hula with some boogie-woogie in it. Hawaiian music is square, it's just like the bear. It ain't nowhere, and I don't doubt it'll go so far that A to the bar
will knock the hula out of Hawaii if they don't watch out.
Though girls are swaying and guitars are playing, it's the boogie beat to get you. The rhythm never lets you think of wanting to slow down when you have learned to know a la down. It's the boogie-woogie trying hard to bring Hawaiian music up to the minute.
Aloha, aloha.
It's a cinch, I know that you'll appreciate the hula with some boogie-woogie in it.
Hawaiian music is square, it's just like the bear. It ain't nowhere, and I don't doubt it'll go so far
that A to the bar will knock the hula out of Hawaii if they don't watch out.
You can feel your pulses quicken when you hear the natives picking on the steel guitars, and the pounding of the thunderous surf on the shore, mixed with ukuleles and the rhythm and roar of the tom-toms. Meeting is your first meeting with aloha, aloha, aloha,
I'm for that. The whole gang goes on the air for Spencer's pineapple juice.
What's that? Why, they signed a contract with me.
Oh, they have they?
And I'm going to hold them to it.
I'll break any contract you sign.
Oh, naughty, naughty, gentlemen. You mustn't fight. I'll settle this at once. Clipper and I will engage them all to sing with the band.
What about my contract?
What about my contract?
That has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. You're protecting Clipper, eh?
Of course I am.
Over our dead body.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. What are we arguing about? We'll make it a family affair and you can all sponsor it.
That's right. Let's give them the old 1-2.
Right. We're all for one,
And me for the love of Pete.
each for all of us, shall a motion be ratified. All for one,
And me for the love of Pete.
sold goes to you, and I hope that you're satisfied. Both the boys are not so scrappy now, the fruit is being canned.
Mrs. Claus was awfully happy now.
Now she's got a band.
We're all for one,